Today we're going to solve equations using graspable math. Our first example is x plus 5 equals 13. Our goal is to isolate for x, which means we have to perform the inverse operation to plus 5 to eliminate that. To tell graspable math to subtract 5 from both sides, we're going to click on the equal sign. Up pops a window like this with a capital E that represents the equation. And whatever we do to this capital E, we'll do to everything in the equation. In this example, it's x plus 5, so the inverse operation is to minus 5. Now you can either use the keypad down here, or you can type it on your keyboard, and it will still do the same thing. Regardless, after you tell it that you want to subtract 5 from both sides of the equal sign, you push done, and you'll see that minus 5 pop up here. Now it's not underneath like we have in class, but next to it still means the same thing. Now we need to actually do the subtraction. Remember, to perform operations in graspable math, you click on that operation and it will do it. So 13 minus 5 is 8. And the 5 and the minus 5, of course, will cancel, and you'll be left with just equals 8, x equals 8, which was our goal. Let's see that again. This time x plus 6 equals 27. Push on the equal sign, and this time I'll use the keyboard to go minus 6. And I should subtract 6 from both sides. Click on the subtraction, and we found out that our x equals 21. This time the goal was not given to us, but we found it out that we were correct. Sometimes the 3 is in front of the x, but we still need to isolate for x by getting rid of this 3 and subtracting 3 from both sides. So I'll push equals and go subtract 3. But notice in this case, 12 minus 3, that's going to be no problem. But if I try and subtract 3 here, it's not going to allow me. That's because it's trying to subtract unlike terms, which we can't. What we need is this minus 3 to be next to the 3 so we can actually do the subtraction. To do that, we can either grab the minus and it'll bring the 3 with it, or you can grab the 3 and it'll bring both of it over there. Regardless, now that they're next to each other, I can go 3 minus 3, and it's 0, and I'm left with the correct answer of x equals 9. X minus 2 equals 5. So of course the inverse operation is to plus 2 to both sides. Complete the adding, and I've got x equals 7. Now we have 3x equals 27, which means 3 times x. The inverse operation is to divide. So again, I'll push my equal sign, and I'm going to push divide by 3. Or I can push the slash divide on my keyboard. When I push done, you'll see this looks just like how we did it in class, dividing both sides by 3. 27 divided by 3. To perform that operation, I have to click on the negative or the divide, and it will divide for us. Or you can click on the underneath number, and it will do 3 divided by 3 to get 1 and get x equals 9. This time it's negative 5 times x, so I have to divide both sides by negative 5, not just 5. Again, click on the division bar to divide, or you can drag it to ask it to divide, and we get x equals negative 7. Do you think the rules change if the x is on the other side? Well, of course not. Still push equals, divide both sides by 2, divide, and we get our correct answer of negative 15. Here we have x divided by 12. Well, we know the answer is, x divided by 2 equals 6. We know the answer is 12. But we're going to perform the opposite operations. What's the opposite to x divided by 2? Well, of course, we're going to multiply both sides by 2. To multiply, we're using the star. And you'll see it pops up as a dot, because star, dot, and the x all mean the same thing. Be careful you don't use this x for multiplication. That's actually the variable x, so we don't want that. So we've times 2 to both sides. And now we can do 6 dot 2, means 6 times 2, which is 12. Now be careful here. If I'm to multiply by 2, it would go on the top. And that's not really what I want. I want to bring this, well, I could multiply by 2 and then divide by 2 to get it to cancel. But I'd rather do that just in 2 steps. And I see that it's times 2 divided by 2. If I bring those together, if I bring these together, it cancels out and I just get x equals 12. Let's see that again. X divided by 7 equals -9. So push equals. I have to times both sides by 7. Over here, it's quick and easy to do that. But here I've got divide by 7 times 7. So divide and times are cancel opposite operations. So I get x equals 63. Hopefully this has helped you solve one-step equations using graspable math.